Discerning Hearts presents How to Pray, a practical guide to the spiritual life by David Torkington. Chapter 16, Prayerful Reading. Lectio. Reading supplies material for the understanding of truth. Meditation prepares the material. Prayer elevates it. And contemplation rejoices in it. Hugh of St. Victor.
A medieval monk known as Guido the Carthusian used 4 Latin words to describe the stages that are involved in authentic Christian meditation, or Lectio Divina, that lead serious-minded Christians onward to experience the love that surpasses the understanding. The words are Lectio, Meditatio, Oratio, and Contemplatio. Lectio meaning to read, Meditatio to reflect on what has been read, Oratio to react, and Contemplatio to rest and repose, as we gaze in awe and admiration at the one who never ceases to love us. The early Christians knew no other method of meditation. Many of them knew whole passages, if not all the Gospels off by heart. They had no other prayer book to hand, nor did they have need of them. When the Desert Fathers used the Scriptures, most particularly the New Testament and the Psalms, they were not interested in how much they read, but in how deeply they penetrated the sacred texts. They would read a verse at a time, going over them for a second and a third time, poring over them, entering more profoundly into their inner dynamic meaning. Then they would pause in moments of deep interior stillness to allow the same Spirit who inspired the Scriptures in the first place to inspire them also. When they'd savoured one particular text, they would reverently move on to another and repeat the process, leaving pauses for silence, for the impact of the words to seep deep down into the very marrow of their being. As this prayer grew more and more intense, the moments of silence would become more and more prolonged, until in the end the words would give way to periods of profound inner contemplation. Learning to read the Scriptures, Lectio, means learning to read in a new way, and learning to listen too, as we've never really learned to listen before. You see, we're so bombarded today with reading material from all sides, every day of our lives, that we have to acquire a habit of reading at a breathtaking pace of knots. Every day there are the newspapers to be read, mountains of junk mail to sift through, memoranda to be absorbed, emails, letters, and bills to be dealt with. Our only concern is to glean the relevant facts as quickly as possible and then move on to something else. Now, if we apply this same technique to the way we read the Scriptures, it won't enable us to get to know Christ more deeply. They should be read as good poetry should be read, endlessly going over them to plunder their contents. This is the meaning of true Christian meditation. May God give us the grace to practice it and to practice it regularly, that Christ be born again in us by the same love that brought him to birth in the first place, in Mary's womb.
You've been listening to David Torkington and How to Pray, a practical guide to the spiritual life. For more episodes in this series, visit discerninghearts.com, or you can find it in our free Discerning Hearts app or on many other streaming platforms.